Good day, students. Today we're going to be going over the answers to the bell work that you just completed. As you go through, or as we go through together, I want you to make sure that you are correcting your answers and then asking questions if you have any. We're going to pause the video for a second after each one so you get a chance to ask those questions, or you can ask questions at the end. The reason it's important for you to ask questions and get answers right now is because the worksheet that you guys started on Friday is going to be graded for accuracy, meaning you have to get the answers correct in order to get full credit. You're also going to have a quiz over calculating speed and the notes that we've done so far on Friday, and I want for you guys to make sure that you are ready for this quiz. This speed triangle is very easy to use once it clicks in your brain, but sometimes it can be a little difficult to get it to click for some people. So if it's not clicking for you yet, please be patient, ask questions, get extra help or extra examples if you need it. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at number one. If you have trouble remembering the speed triangle, just remember that the letters are in alphabetical order. Right, and we want to fill in the speed triangle here. So remember, if they're in alphabetical order, we have speed, we have distance, and we have time. And if we put them in an alphabetical order, D goes on top, and then S, and then T. Okay, when we are using the formulas for the speed triangle, remember if two things are on top of each other, it means you divide those two things. And remember, we have this line here to help us. And if they are next to each other, we're going to multiply them. So let's take a look at number two. A person travels a distance of 33 miles in 6 hours. This is a typo. It wants to know how fast did the person travel. So the easiest way to do this is to kind of put a box around the things that you know and then circle the thing that you're looking for. So we know that he traveled 33 miles in 6 hours. This is our distance, this is our time, and it wants to know how fast, which is our speed. Right? So let's go ahead and fill in our triangle. We have D, S, and T. Please note that you are not going to be given the speed triangle on the quiz. You will have to remember it yourself, which is one of the reasons why I've given you blank triangles here. Okay? So we're looking for speed, so we're going to scribble over speed, and we are given D over T. And remember, if they're over each other, that means divide. So we're going to write out our formula. Speed equals D over T, or D divided by T. When we do our calculation, we're going to plug in our known values. So our distance is 33 miles. Please remember to include your units in your calculations. By including the units in your calculations, it's going to make it easier to figure out what the units are for the answer. And you need to make sure that you have the correct units for your answer in order to get full credit. All right, our time goes on the bottom is 6 hours. And when we use our calculator, 33 divided by 6, we get an answer of 5.5. Let's make speed equals to 5.5. And in order to figure out what the units are, we're simply going to look and see what is here. We have miles over hours, and remember, speed is miles per hour. So we're just going to write mph. You could also write miles per hour, or you can write out the whole thing, miles per hour. As long as you have something like this for your units. These are just alternative units that you could have used for miles per hour. All right, please go ahead and pause the video and ask any questions that you may have. All right, let's move on to number 3. A drone travels at a speed of 45 miles per hour. So we have our speed here, 45 miles per hour. And if it traveled for 3.8 hours, how far did it travel? So we know our speed, it's given here, and we know the time, it's given here, and it's looking for how far. And so this is the distance. We're going to fill in our speed triangle, D, S, and T in alphabetical order, and we're going to scribble out what we're looking for. We're looking for D. So we have D equals S times T. Remember, when they are next to each other, we are multiplying. When we plug in our calculation, we get D equals S, which is 45 miles per hour, multiplied by 3.8 hours. When you plug that into your calculator, 45 times 3.8, you get a distance of 171, and we need our units. So here in our calculation, we have miles, hours, and hours, and we know hours is a unit of time, so we're actually looking for miles here. All right, so our distance is 171 miles. Go ahead and pause the video, correct your answer if you need to, ask questions if you need to, and we'll move on to number 4. All right, number 4. A pod of dolphins swims at a speed of 9 miles per hour. So we have our speed here. If the pod needs to swim 58.5 miles, how long will they be swimming? So we have our speed, 9 miles per hour, and we are given 58.5 miles, which is a distance. And the question asks how long, which is a time. So we are looking for time. Fill in our triangle, D, S, and T. And our formula here, because we are looking for time, we have D over S, which means divide. So time equals D over S. We're going to plug that in here. Time equals the distance, which is 58.5 miles, divided by the speed, which is 9 miles per hour. And when we plug that into our calculator, 58.5 divided by 9, we get a time of 6.5. But remember our units. To know what units we're using, we're going to look back here at the calculation. And we see here that we have miles up top. Miles is a unit of distance, and so is miles here, a unit of distance. And we are left with hours, and hours is a unit of time. All right, so there are our answers. Go ahead and pause the video, ask any questions that you have. Miss Campbell is come around and check over your answers to numbers 4 through 7 that you were supposed to complete in class on Friday. And while she is checking over those answers, you should be working on numbers 8 through 11. If Miss Campbell notices that you missed a lot of the questions on 4 through 11, then she's going to let you know which ones you've missed, and you're going to be expected to correct numbers 4 through 11, and then finish 8 through 11 on the worksheet. In class tomorrow, we are going to grade the worksheet. We're going to start out grading numbers 4 through 7. And remember, you need to have the correct answer in order to get full credit for 4 through 7. And then Miss Campbell is going to give you an opportunity. If you made a lot of mistakes on numbers 4 through 7, she's going to give you an opportunity to take another look at 8 through 11. And if you feel as though you are good on 8 through 11 tomorrow, then you will start the study guide. Because remember, we have a quiz on Friday. All right. So good luck with this, guys. Please, please, please remember that this is very easy once the triangle and how to use it clicks in your brain. If it has not clicked for you yet, please raise your hand and ask Miss Campbell for some help. Maybe she can give you some extra examples. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much. Good luck. See you later.